Jared Osmond, is that you? Welcome back to No More Reality Junkie, where I take my reality TV junk and I just dump it right on you. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to this channel for more Housewives content and more reviews. And as I'm doing today, my car review. Look, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City was incredible. And there were so many nuggets that I've had to take my recap and break it down because I just don't want to have one long 50 minute video about, what happened in the episode when I just didn't want to have to do that. So I'm doing mini road recaps. Hey, mini road recaps. I like that. A road recap. And, because I'm driving right now I'm driving 2 hours to my destination. So I have time. So anyway, today we're going to talk about and focus on Britini, our newest cast member. And I guess she's a friend of. And we've talked about her because this situation, her real storyline is her relationship with Jared Osmond. Jared Osmond, who is relation to Donnie and Marie Osmond, for those who are a little more seasoned. They are an old school brother and sister duo. They had the Osmond family. They had like a band. They had a TV show back in the 70s and 80s. They're very popular and they've always been Mormon. So this is part of the Osmond offspring. And so Britini is dating Jared. Well, was. Because they're on again, they're off again. They're on again, they're off again. I believe the very first episode or second episode, she mentions they've broken up 16 times in 8 months. That's so toxic. It's like, I could not be in a situation where we break up to make up and make up to break up. That's crazy. Especially to be at, the age that they are. You're a little more mature. You shouldn't be in and out of these relationships like that. So anyway, so we have a situation here where we have Angie K's wedding anniversary party. And at this party, Britini comes. And Britini comes with a new man. So Britini says in her confessional that every time that they break up, she goes right back to the dating app. And it's like, when you break up from someone, if you really, truly love and care about them, you're probably going to take a break. And even if you don't really love and truly care about them, you still should take a breather. It's like, you don't want to go from date to date to date to date to date. And I think this goes to her desire and like her want of her true desire for having a man. We heard from her in a previous episode that she has put men before her own children. And how is that working out for you? So I'm like, Britini, when are you going to learn your lesson about jumping into another situation when you're still really not over this situation either? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So she comes into this to the party with a date, and turns out that Heather knows who her date is, and Heather has been on a date with this guy, and she has made out with this guy. So not only is Britini bringing just a random, to the party, which they say, Mary, of course, the interrogator, which we'll get into Mary interrogating poor buddy. But, it's like, not only you bring someone to the party, but this is someone that, is also an active dater. And, I guess, I don't know if Heather and him dated, but nonetheless, they made out. So there was something that was there. So this is just a very, strange thing. However, in her defense, sometimes you don't want to go to parties alone, and then some people feel like you have to get under someone to get over someone, which I've never agreed with. But some people feel that way, and maybe she feels that way. The other housewives, like some of them brought their husbands. Whitney brought her husband. Lisa brought her husband. Meredith came alone. Britini could have come alone and she would have been just fine. She didn't have to have a tag-along partner to accompany her to this event. But nonetheless, she does. And it gave us some really good TV. Okay, so let's touch on Mary real quick, because Mary is like, she goes up to Britini's date, which I think his name is Aaron, And she says, "Hi, Jared." And Britney, and they're like, that's not Jared. No, that's Jared. Like, no, that's not Jared. No, it's Jared. Like, Mary, we are telling you his name is not Jared. If I'm telling you his name is not Jared, his name is not Jared. Like, stop calling this man Jared. It's like disrespectful, But it was funny because she's like, for Mary to not like and not care for Britney, she sure made it her business to beeline right up to him. "Hi, Jared." So in my mind, it felt like she already knew that wasn't Jared. Like, how many of y'all think that Mary knew that was not Jared, but she wanted to keep calling that man Jared anyway, just for some good TV? And guess what? It worked. It was good. So we have that part. So then during the party, they're at the party. Everyone is good to go. And in walks Jared Osmond. What? Jared Osmond walks into Angie K's party where Britney is there with another man. Whew. So I'm just like, this part right here, I remember watching the episode. It was, like 6 something in the morning, because I watched these episodes early, so I can recap and then, go about my day. And so I'm just like, if I had popcorn, I would have probably spilled my popcorn the moment that Jared Osmond walked in. Great. That was chef's kiss. Perfect. And so we find out why or how Jared Osmond even knew about this party. Turns out that Jared Osmond and Justin, Whitney's husband, are friends. And Justin, being messy boots, text Jared Osmond, "Hey, what are you doing? You should come to this party. Britney's here. You should come to this party." And it's like, oh my gosh. And he comes. He walks in with his little black, tux. And the moment that he walks in, Britney is like floored. She is floored. She is stunned. She cries. Imagine how you would feel with someone that, I do believe that Britney loves this man. Someone that you love. In the previous episode, you tried to, hold on to a situation that just, isn't there. But she said it like, "Jared, I love you." She loves this man. The man that she loves, the man of her dreams, walks in and she's at a party with somebody else. There's so many things, and I don't even think that she was worried about Aaron at that point. The welling of feelings just like overflowed. And in that moment, I did feel bad for Britney, because it's like she is doing her part to try to get over this man, whether it's the right way to do it or not. That's her attempt of trying to get over him, is to have, to date other people. And she finally does. And then now here comes Jared Osmond. And so now it's very awkward for Aaron, because it's like, oh shoot, what are you gonna do, buddy? So, she ends up, going up to Jared, like, "What are you doing here?" type of situation and all of that. And she's like, "Hey, can we talk?" They go outside and they talk. And this was a very different side of Jared, I will say. Jared actually seemed very nice to her, whereas before I didn't really get that nice vibe. And it also could be what, the narrative that, the girls were trying to paint about Jared. It's a combination of both. I think there is a level of, Jared, kind of like not knowing what he wants and toying with Britney's emotions. But then I think there's also a side to where the girls aren't helping the situation either. So it's twofold. But in the discussion outside, it just felt really sweet, and very, very nice. I'm just torn. A situation like that where you're so in love with someone and you want so much more from them, but you're not getting what you want from that person. But then that person walks into a party and then is being very kind to you and and just making sure that, you're cold, let me get your jacket. It's like all the gentleman things that she's wanted for so long that she wasn't getting, he's doing. I can't imagine the mind trickery, that she feels. Am I being gaslit right now by this man? I mean, it was just, I definitely, even though like I feel bad for her, this scene made me look at Jared just a little bit differently. I'm still not a fan, but I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace, because it did feel like, unless you're being messy, and unless you're being mean, and unless you're just just trying to rub salt in the wound, I think there's a part of him that does care for Britini, and there's a part of him that just maybe doesn't know how to emotionally be there for her, or whatever the case is. I don't know. I'm actually now curious to delve more into the Britini Jared of it all, because before I was like, I don't want to hear not one more thing about Jared Osmond, not one. And now I feel like, let's dive a little bit deeper into it. What do y'all think about that? Like, what are your thoughts on that particular part of the episode? Let me know in the comments below. And I just took my reality TV junk and I just dumped it on you. Peace.